Chimbala. You're welcome, sir. You can take on the platform. We are ready to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, clear, introduction by Madam Joyce Lungu. I really do appreciate the introduction that has just been said. Everyone is welcome to this conversation. Please feel at home, enjoy the session as it does progress. The name has already been said, and let me just move forward and recognize the presence, of the chief executive officers, the directors, the managers of, diverse institutions that are here. I want to go ahead and recognize the presence of the professors, the researchers, the doctors of philosophy that are here from, diverse institutions of learning, both within and abroad. I will not end there. I want to extend, recognition to all our partners, and sponsors for this program. Please, we are very much glad to have you in this meeting. And to the union leaders and students from various universities within this country and abroad, we are very much glad to have you in here. At this very point, let me even take time to congratulate the University of Zambia Student Union President, Ridgeway Campus 1. He is in the meeting. These people were just voting on Friday, I was told, and he just won. Young brother, thank you so much, and I'm glad you have tuned in with a lot of people from the Ridgeway Campus and the other campuses. We congratulate you people. Yeah, I go ahead and recognize the presence of all the invited guests in here, colleagues and friends that are here. Please feel welcome in this conversation. Let me be quick to indicate how glad I am, to be given this opportunity to be the one, leading the conversation. Ideally, I may not hold all the monopoly of wisdom and understanding, but I do know that I will do my best to lead this conversation. I take cognizance that the people in this meeting are from diverse, fields of study. We have got the medical doctors in this conversation. We have got engineers. We have got people from agriculture. We have people from education. We have people from business school. Yeah, so what I'll do in this conversation, I will try by all the means to ensure that I avoid the use of jargons on. If I happen to use any jargon now, to try by all the means to define the key terms so that all of us can just move together in this conversation. I have done my best to simplify this conversation. I've simplified the presentation. It is not just going to be just mere theoretical because, we speak things from practice. So there is no need of just bringing notes and, overload people with a lot of notes. That is not what we're going to do. So we just try to speak and give you the practical way of doing, the investment in the stock market. Before I continue holding this conversation, I've already assured you that the conversation will be very simple. I will try to simplify everything. We can turn it and make it very technical, but I don't want to go that way. We are going to make it very simple so that everybody can understand. So before I proceed, I will want now to get a confirmation from one of the people confirming if you are able to hear me and you are also able to see the screen. Just mention that we are good. Anybody to confirm you are able to see the screen? You can hear me clearly.
I'm able to see you, sir, and I'm getting you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that confirmation. I would ask them, the directors of the program, the masters of ceremonies, to always be there to respond. I will always ask for the confirmation time again and again as I'll be making this very presentation. Okay. Let's now just get started. What is it that we are going to discuss? I have selected and made 12 questions. There are 12 questions that need to be answered in this conversation. Why 12 questions? These questions were drawn from the expectations that you had to write in the form that you were filling in, right? There was that form that people were filling in, and as they were busy filling in the form, and we had time to read their expectations. So the questions were drawn from the expectations, number one, and then number two were drawn from the practical experience. Yeah, now we have been teaching, I have been teaching about stock market for 5 years plus, so I've been in this for a long time, so I understand exactly what you need to get. So we have summarized everything, and I'm confident that, and I'm very much confident that when those questions are fully answered, then you should be fine. Once we are done answering those questions, I'll go further and just expose you now to the stock market. That is the principles of analysis. It will be very important that you understand that analysis is very crucial, and you will need it in this conversation. We'll give you the introductions to analysis. So we are going to go online to the LUSA website. That is Lusaka Securities Exchange website. Don't worry if you don't know what LUSA stands for or what it means. As for now, everything will be made clear in this conversation. Then after we are done with that, we're going to go, get use of the tools that we use online in analyzing the market, such as the market screener. We are going to Google and Yahoo Finance. We are going to go to finviz.com as well, and just use all these tools. See how best we can use these tools. I'll not end the conversation. I'll have time to expose you to the well-known application called the LUSA application, right? You might have heard of the LUSA application. I'll expose you to the LUSA app and how it does work. I'll show you how it is done. Yeah. So once we are done looking at that, then we expose you to the to other markets, right? Apart from the Zambian market that you have here, we have other markets, stock markets, such as London Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, among others. Those are worldwide. So we'll show you again how you can participate in this in case you're not interested in investing in Zambia. You want to invest in other companies abroad. The conversation will be held just within this, lecture, or within this, session. Confirm we are together up to here. Have I lost anybody? Have we lost anyone? Is there any confirmation we are together? You are able to hear me?
Yes, you're able to hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's just get started. And please follow nicely. And I am from the teaching background, as you have already heard. I do more of lecturing and training students. Follow nicely. Get your pen, get your notepad, get everything, and get ready to write. Okay, just get ready to write. Let me quickly share my, actually, before I share my notes or my board, let me just start explaining to you so that you get to understand what you need to have. So to start with, number one, we're going to start from, company registration, because that's where it starts from. I'll talk a bit about it. What really happens when you register a company itself? What kind of a company can you just buy shares in? That is the conversation that you have, right? You want to have that conversation. You're interested in holding that conversation. What companies can you buy shares in? Okay, so that's that. So to start with, when you go to the patents of companies, registration agency, PACRA, You call it PACRA. Get that point? When you go to PACRA to register a company, there are various, forms of the entities that one can register, okay, or companies that one can register. There is what you call the sole proprietors or sole proprietorship. A sole proprietorship business is where there will only be one person managing this particular business, okay? There will just be only one person managing this particular business. So for that reason, there is no need of this person, having many other people come and add to the capital structure of their business. It's called sole proprietorship. Let me be quick to indicate that such companies don't issue shares, okay? You can't buy shares in a sole proprietorship. A company that is just run by only one person by registration. You can't do that. The second form of the company that I just want to quickly mention is of the partnerships. You don't buy shares in partnerships. Then the other one is the limited companies. Now, this is where I want us to pay attention. When it comes to the limited companies, they are divided into two main spheres, right? The first one is what you call a public limited company and a private limited company. Did you get that one? There is a public limited company and a private limited company. So a private limited company, that's the one that I want to start with. Of course, we know that it can be limited by shares or it can be limited by guarantee. I know you are still questioning what is shares, what does he mean by shares? Don't worry, I'll come to that and explain. Yeah, don't worry about what are shares, what is stock. Don't worry, I'll define those terms. So get it that in a private limited company, you cannot really buy shares on a stock exchange. I know you don't know what a stock exchange means right now. Don't worry, I'll explain what it means. Okay, so you can't buy shares. So these companies that are private, they don't, get shareholders from everywhere, right? That is, not any other person can become a shareholder in this company. That's the message we are sending. Okay, but how do they get shareholders or people if they want to bring other partners or other people to work with? They approach them privately. You need to get this background. It's very important. Then afterwards, we also have got what are known as the public limited companies, and these are the ones that I want to comment on. The public limited companies, they can get shares or they can issue shares, they can have shareholders from everywhere. They can have anyone as a shareholder. So in a public limited company, anyone can buy shares. So in this conversation, we are going to focus on public limited companies where any other person can buy shares and become a shareholder. I know this time around you may not be aware what a shareholder is. I'll explain what that means. So just wait a minute. So I'm saying we are focusing on the public limited companies that issue shares to the public where any person can go and buy shares and become a shareholder of the company, become part of the owners of that particular company. Okay? Confirm we are here. Let me just confirm one more time. You are able to follow and you can hear the sound and we are good up to here.
Yes, sir, we are able to follow what.
Okay, thank you. All right. Now let's move on. When you go to register these companies, listen carefully what happens at PACRA. And let me share my screen so that I write. I want you to follow nicely. I have to start writing. Okay. Confirm you can see my board, my whiteboard. I'm trying to, let me just get my marker. I'm writing something on the screen. Are you able to see the board?
Yes.
Okay. So now, when you go to register this company, first of all, there is what we call nominal capital, which is actually the total amount of money that you are willing to start the business with. Okay. So this amount of money, let's say you have put together different people, and there are different people that form this form of a company. you raise, I want to simplify the conversation. Let's say you have raised 100,000. Okay, you have raised 100,000. When you go at Parkraf, follow nicely here. We don't have to lose you, because if you don't get it here, then I don't know. Get it from here. So you have 100,000 as total capital as a company, right? So what you're going to do, Parkraf will ask you that there are many other people that are holding shares in this company that are part of the owners. To hold shares simply means you're part of the owners of that particular company. So Parkraf says there are many other people who are part of this company. Okay, so what value are you going to assign, or how are you going to divide this particular, this particular 100,000? How are you going to share it? So you're going to say, okay, let's divide the 100,000 into small units. Follow nicely. Divide the 100,000 into small units that you call shares. So they're going to ask you, what is the value of each share of this company? Let's say you say it is 10 kwacha, for example. One share is 10 kwacha. You're going to write this on paper right at registration when you register. So 10 kwacha into 100,000, right? What's your mathematics telling you? What does math say? What do you get? How many shares are these? This is a price per share, 10 kwacha per share, for an example. Then you know that you can divide 10 into this, and this gives you how many shares? 10,000 shares of this particular company. Please, I don't have to lose you here. You need to be here. So I have said we're going to divide this 100 into small units. Okay, we're going to divide this 100 into small units. So we say 100,000, the total capital we have, divided by price per share. In this case, we're going to attach this value. I will not go into the details of how do you come up with this value of a share, because that's not the focus of this conversation. Let's just create it that when you divide this share price, it will give us exactly how many shares we have as a company. Now follow nice. There are how many shares? There are 10,000 shares in this company. They have 10,000 shares. These shares, this amount has been raised. The number of shares, the 10,000 shares, they are shares that has to be shared among those shareholders. Okay, depending on how much they invested, obvious. So what will happen is that this 100,000, the 10,000 shares, when you multiply by 10, they'll give you the 100,000 that has been raised from the shareholders. So now listen carefully. Who is a shareholder? A shareholder is any person who has actually invested in a company by buying shares. Did you get that one? A shareholder is a person who has invested in a particular company. They have bought shares in that particular company. They have bought part ownership. Okay? To own shares simply means you are part of the owners of that company. So that is to say, you can share both in profits and losses of that particular company. That's what it means to be a shareholder. So a shareholder owns part of that particular company. So depending on how many shares they have, okay, how many shares they have in this company, this person owns part of that particular company by those number of shares. This is a point that we wanted to drive at. Very important. So now, to be a shareholder, I repeat, simply means you added to the capital of the company, you invested money, and you bought ownership of this company. You're part of the owners. That's what it means to be a shareholder. Fast forward, let's go to the capital structure of this particular company. Now, these companies that you hear, they run different projects, okay? They run different projects. At some point, this company may not actually have enough money. Get the point? They may not have enough money to run the projects. Listen carefully. They need money, working capital. Let's say this company already has 100,000 from the shareholders. But this company wants to run some project. This 100 is not enough. What are they going to do? The finance manager and their team, his team, they are going to sit down. How are we going to find the money? Okay, where are we going to find the money to sponsor the projects of this particular company? They will have these options. One will say, okay, it's better, let's just go and get maybe a loan from the bank, or let's issue the corporate bonds. I'll explain what bonds are very soon. I'll explain what they are. But of course, it's not a focus of this conversation. So they will say, the simple one you can get is, let's go to the bank and get a loan. If you get a loan from the bank, that is called debt. Okay, it means that the company in their capital structure, they have debt, and you need this. This is very important. You need it as you are learning about these things. Then on the other side, there is this 100,000 that was raised by the shareholders. It is called equity. Okay, so now listen carefully. They are going to decide, how are we going to find the money? Should we invite other people to become part of us, to become part of the owners of this company? Or they should instead go just to the bank and get a loan. If they get a loan, because the people who give us debt, they are not going to become part of the owners of the company. No. Because we're going to pay back this money with an interest very soon. So the company will decide. And my focus now is on equity. Let's say the company has decided to say, okay, instead of getting debt or instead of getting a loan from the bank, let's just issue some part of this company and sell shares to the public so that we can have the money and run the project. Okay. So my point, the point that I'm making is that when the company issues shares, get the intuition behind, when the company issues shares, they are trying to raise money to run their projects. Usually, that's what happens. They want to raise money. It's one way of raising money, to issue what it shares. So at this point, let me find out if we are together. You are able to see the screen and you can hear me clearly before I move on to the next conversation.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now we have gotten that. Let's move on. Please don't be lost. We'll get where you want. I just wanted you to get the proper background. All right. Now, from here, colleagues, what is going to happen is that there is this company that has got what? That wants money. Follow nicely. There is this company, they want money. They don't have the money. And on the other side, there is this person who is called an investor who has surplus money, who has the money. They don't know what to do with the money. Sounding so, it doesn't really sit well. How can you sit without knowing what to do with the money? Anyway, it could be possible. There are these people that are looking for investment options. They are looking for where to take the money. They are called investors. Follow nicely. I want to explain what a stock exchange is. Follow nicely now. I'm defining the terms for you. So the company wants money. So now, this company who wants money, they don't know where this investor who has a lot of money is. Okay? The company is not aware where this investor is situated. And this investor who wants money doesn't know which company is willing to accept his money to buy shares. So what is going to happen? These two, they should meet at a certain point. There is a well-arranged mechanism that brings together the buyers and sellers. A well-arranged mechanism that brings together the people with surplus money, the investors, and also the people on the deficit side. Those are maybe firms, companies that need this money. That well-arranged mechanism is what you call a stock market. You didn't get this one. Right? So a stock market is actually a well-arranged mechanism. Pay attention, I have not called it a place. I have not said it's a well-arranged place because nowadays you can trade online. You don't need a physical location. So I just said it's a mechanism that is bringing together these investors and also the companies together, then they meet. That market is called a stock market, all right, or a stock exchange market. In case of Zambia, In case of Zambia, I'll drive the conversation to the LUSE website very soon, but don't worry, follow nicely. In case of Zambia, you have got what is known as the LUSE, Lusaka Securities Exchange. Okay, LUSE stands for Lusaka Securities Exchange or Lusaka Stock Exchange. It is basically a market in Zambia that brings together these people that have money, you investors, and these companies that want to raise capital. It is called LUSE. It's a market, right? It's just a market. I'll show you how to trade on this market. You're worried, where is LUSE? What can I do now? Relax, just, take it very easy. Yeah, we'll try to make everything clear. Okay. When was LUSE opened, right? Lusaka Securities Exchange. Lusaka Securities Exchange is a market, I've already told you. When we say stock exchange, it's a market, like a stock exchange or a stock exchange market. It's basically a market, right? This one was formed in 1993. You remember what happened in 1993 during the time of Chiluba? You remember what happened? Those that were there during that time, you know what happened? There was privatization, of the changes in the economic policies. And during that time, LUSE was born. So that the companies that were privatized at that time, they could manage to raise capital by selling part of themselves to the people who have money and buy part of these companies and become owners of this particular company in 1990. And actually, LUSE is not just working alone independently. LUSE is being controlled. It is controlled by securities and, Securities and the Exchange Commission, SEC. Yeah, monitored, by this particular institution, and it's also monitored by the Bank of Zambia. So all the transactions that are happening on LUSE, they are actually well monitored. There is no stealing. There is no fraud here. You don't get worried that your money will get lost. That was a bit about the Zambian market. I'll get deeper. I'll go in details. Don't worry about that. Then when you go to other countries, you could have, let's pick the example of Europe. In the United Kingdom, you have got the London Stock Exchange, right? It's also there. The London Stock Exchange is one of the oldest. Can you believe that this business or this investment of selling shares traced back as early as 1698? It's a long time. Someone would ask a question, when was Shaka born? Right? You remember that history. But away from Shaka, okay. So we are saying that 1698, that is when people in London started trading in shares, selling part of the company as a way of raising capital. But what happened after some time, they were meeting physically. There was no official stock exchange until 1801. In 1801, actually, that is when the official London Stock Exchange was formed. And then people of London, Europe started trading, companies started listing themselves. I'll explain what it means to list. To list a company simply means it's part of these public companies where people can easily go and buy buy shares. That's what that means. Okay, that's what it means to list a company. So companies started listing their companies on London Stock Exchange, and there's also the other one there are two other ones in the US. Okay, there is what you call New York Stock Exchange, right? New York Stock Exchange. Don't worry about, I'm talking about the stock market so that you understand how big and giant these markets are. The New York Stock Exchange was formed in 1792, a long time ago. 1792. It usually hosts very big companies such as Apple. If you check, Apple is listed on New York Stock Exchange. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, all those giant companies worldwide, they are there. Okay, so in a nutshell, what is the stock exchange market? It's basically this market that brings who? The investors who have money like you, want to invest, they want to buy shares, and these companies that need your money so that they can run their projects. up to this far? Do I have any anyone to confirm you can hear me? You're following? You've known what a stock exchange is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we are hearing.
Okay. Thank you. Let's move on. Now, someone is asking, is it beneficial in one way or the other, right, to invest in a stock exchange? What are some of the benefits, really, if at all they are there? I'll show you how to do it. Don't worry about how to do it in the meantime. Are there any benefits? Number one, investment in a stock exchange actually is one of the options, investment options with the low capital, right? It's one of the investment options with low capital. And I want you to get this understanding from the very start, right? From the very start, so that you don't, you have the right mindset as you start the trades in this, in the stock market. It's an investment. Please get it that it is an investment. What does it mean? It means that you leave your money, you are expecting that money to grow at a certain point in future, you're going to raise some profit or some gain from this investment. And for that reason, you know that investments are never overnight. Please, investments are never overnight. There is no investment that is overnight. Let me just see, maybe try to draw the mind. Let me pick real estate investments, for example. Real estate, just for example, building of a house. Let's take for an example, you build a house. Let's say you spend 3 million to just build a house. 3 million you spend to build a house. And then let's assume you are, for the sake of argument, don't worry about that. Let's argue you are 40 years old. You have spent 3 million to build a house. Then when you build this particular house, you're going to put it on rentals, for example. People are going to pay rentals. The person that is going to pay rentals is not going to pay, for example, it's not going to pay 3 million one day, first month. Obviously, they are going to be paying, let's say, just put it, put whatever amount that you want. Let's say it's 15,000. Let's just say it's 15,000 per month. 15,000 multiplied by 12 months. We want to see how much you are raising from rentals per year in 3 million. Let's do that quick mathematics. Please do that quick mathematics. We want to see how many years it takes to raise back our money. 3 million divided by 15,000 times 12. How much do we raise per year on average? Let's just assume. We are making assumptions in the meantime for you to get the message. I just want you to pick the message. What is 15,000 times 12? You can do quick mathematics. Anyone to mention this one? Just turn on your mic and tell us.
It's 180,000.
Thank you. 180,000, right? 180,000 per year. Let's divide 180,000 into 3 million. We see how many years it will take us to raise how much we invest. I want you to have correct understanding of investments. 16.66, which is 17 years approximately, right? So it will take you 17 years to raise all the money. This is not profit. Please, this is not the profit. This is not the gain. You're just getting back how much you invested. And your understanding of the payback period of any investment becomes very crucial here. Payback period simply means how long it takes for you to get back how much you invested. Okay, approximately 17 years. And this you have assumed that there are always tenants and they are paying, they are not defaulting, there is no maintenance, there is no nothing. So if you are to be realistic, it can even go up to somewhere above 20 years for you just to get back the 3 million that you invested. For example, it's just an example, please, no arguments, it's an example. So the message we are sending to you is that investments take time. Please go into investments with correct understanding. You are building wealth. It's wealth building, okay, for a period of what? Of time. I was giving you an example of real estate. For that reason, even when buying shares, it's one way of what? Building what? Wealth. Because these shares are going to be gaining with passage of time, and the value thereof of your investment will be increasing. You may be interested in knowing that actually when you buy shares in a company, you can use the shares as a collateral. Did you know that? Oh, somebody doesn't know what a collateral is. It's fine. Collateral simply means a security or an assurance that you give to a loan giver, a person who has given you a loan. You give them an assurance that if I fail to pay back, please, if I fail to pay back, I'm going to do what? I'm going to give you this. That thing you promise is called a collateral. You can use shares when you have them. The prices of these shares do not remain the same. I'll show you quickly when we move to the website. They don't remain the same. Usually they do increase with passage of time. Take, for example, you bought the shares at 10 kwacha. Then after maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the share price goes up to somewhere 200, for example. It means that when you are going to sell these shares, if in case you want to sell shares, when you want to sell these shares, all right? When you want to sell these shares, what will happen is that you're going to sell them at 200,000, not at how much you bought them. So there is value that gains, there is gaining in terms of value. And again, you are going to be receiving dividends. What are dividends? Dividends simply means, you know, the part of the profits that is shared among the shareholders. Okay, I'm very quick to mention this. When the company has made some profit, right? When the company has made some profit, there is part of the profit that is being what? That is being shared to the shareholders. Now, as they do share this profit, they don't share equally. Get it from here. They don't share what? Equally. They are going to share this profit according to how many shares each of them has in the company. Because others, you find that one person has maybe 1 million shares in a company, somebody has got maybe 200 shares, someone just has maybe 100 shares, okay? So now, we are going to share this profit according to how many shares we do what? We do have. Let's say we have got 100,000 to share as total profit. And the share, the price, the dividend price per share is just 10 kwacha, for example. It simply means that each person, right, is going to receive 10 kwacha times the number of shares that they have. That's how much they're going to receive. That's how you share. So dividend simply means part of the profit that is shared with the shareholders of the particular company. You're going to be getting the dividends as well, just in a nutshell. Let me be quick to indicate to the class that please, it is not just individuals that participate in these markets that buy shares. No, actually, even other companies companies buy shares in other companies, right? When companies grow, instead of just start doing the business that the other companies are doing, they happen to invest in these other companies by buying shares. Even government buys shares in other companies as well. So that is very important for you to notice. You know that NAPSA has bought a lot of shares in different companies. NAPSA is a shareholder of different companies. That's an example. Zanaco has shares in other companies as well. It would interest you to learn that Zanaco has shares in Airtel. Yeah. So companies buy shares in other companies as well. So when you reach at this level, you are going to be participating both as an individual. At the same time, you are going to be treated as a shareholder. Also, that company that buys shares in the other company, it will be treated as a what? As a shareholder as well. It holds some shares. Your question is it secure to invest in these markets? Very much secure. I have already told you that there is no fraud, there is no cheating here. As a matter of fact, this is electronic, so you don't give money to an individual, right? And actually, there are compensations by the laws of the country. In this case, we are talking about Zambia. It is there in the constitution. Yeah, check. There is an act for this. There is actually compensation in case there is actually a loss that has that has occurred, maybe due to some mistakes that happened during the transaction. But it's rare that you can have such. We have never heard of such. But in case there is that, there are usually compensations that happen. So that is your assurance that you are secured. Then, can any other person buy shares in a company? I've already said that any other person, apart from the people who are underage. Underage, that simply means below the required age. You know what that means. They cannot buy shares themselves, but they can maybe buy shares through the parent. The parent can buy shares for them. That is what happens when you talk about that. Can only rich people invest? I've said anybody who can afford the shares can do what? Can buy. It is not very complicated. That is very important for you to notice. Someone is interested now in knowing, how do you gain when you buy shares? How do you make profit? You know, is there any gain? I've already talked about number one. I've said one way of gaining in investment when you invest in shares is by receiving dividends. Companies usually do give you dividends. I've already explained that dividends is part of the profit that is shared to the to the owners of this company, the people who own this particular company, right? However, that is not the only way on how you gain in the stock market. No. The other way how you gain is through what is called the share gain or capital gain, right? Capital gain simply means the share prices have increased over time from the time you invested. Let's say you are buying your shares at as low as 5 kwacha 1. Then as time goes on, these shares, they started trading as far as maybe, let's say, they go up to as far as 100 kwacha 1, just one share. So you find that there is about a difference of about 95 kwacha per share. That is an increase. So you could decide to sell the shares when they do what? When they do increase in value as well. Usually shares do increase in value, and you have to pay attention to that as well. So it's one way of gaining. So the major ways of earning through such an investment is through share appreciation, that is capital gain, when your shares increase in size, in value. Someone is saying, how do we sell these shares? Do we have to go and advertise, please, I'm selling shares? No, I've already said there is a market. You just issue a notice. I'll show you how to do that quickly, very soon. Then your shares can actually be, your shares can be sold.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So now, the question of the day that you could also want to ask is that, are there any risks that are involved in such investments? Yes, actually, any investments, they have risks. The risk that you could have is that sometimes the share price may go down. And when it goes down, at that point, you are not supposed to sell the shares, okay? Because you're going to make a loss. Let's say, for example, you are buying the shares at 200, at 100 kwacha, then the share goes down to maybe, let's say, 98 or 95. So if you sold these shares, it simply means you're going to be losing, right? Because you can't sell shares at a price lower than how much you bought them. That's one of the major risks. However, there is a way on how you could avoid this. One of the ways on how you could actually avoid, okay, one way on how you could actually avoid this is to do proper analysis of the market, right? And as you choose these companies where to invest your monies, it's not just the matter of, oh, I know this company. You should have proper understanding, proper knowledge of what the company is doing, so that you don't actually choose a company that is highly risky. Some companies are very risky. You need to make sure that you engage the consultants to guide you in that. So one way of doing this is to diversify. For example, you cannot buy shares, for example, in Standard Chartered Bank, and you also buy shares in Zanaco. You also buy shares, all these are banks. They're in the same area, in the same sector. So if they are affected, all right, moderator, we are aware of that, please. Thank you so much. Yeah. Give us some time. Okay, so what will happen is that you cannot invest, for example, I was saying in companies that sit in the same sector. Because if let's say banks are affected, let's say banks have been affected, what that means is that, all your shares will be affected, because whatever challenges that Zanaco may be facing, they may be the same challenges that Standard Chartered Bank is facing. So here we are communicating the message of diversifying your portfolio. That simply means you invest in different companies that sit in different sectors. For example, you can choose only one bank. You invest also maybe in Airtel, that is in communications. You also invest in utilities, invest maybe in Zambif, all that. So that is what usually happens. So you need to get to know that you have to diversify so that you can avoid all these risks. Your question is that after I have already bought the shares, what if I change my mind? I'm no longer interested in becoming a shareholder. Please do not worry about that, okay? If you change your mind, you are free to sell the shares. They can be sold. And actually, they are liquid. You don't worry about how am I going to sell. It's just a click button. Write a note. It's very simple. And then the stock exchange, they're going to sell for you. The Luce people sell for you. Then you receive your money back into your bank account. In case you invest today, then by next week you change your mind. You can just leave a command to sell. Then you get back your money. No need of getting worried that, no, I'm losing. Okay. Let's quickly move forward. I'm hearing the time is moving very fast. Let's quickly move to Luce website. We are asking for some minutes from the moderator who is commenting on that. Please, let's move to the Luce website. This is very critical. We cannot end the conversation without you going forward to going to this to see what happens to the website when you go to the website. I am going to share my screen now. Right. Okay, confirm you can see my screen. We are going to the website. Anyone can confirm they can see the screen?
Loud and clear.
Okay, someone is asking, how do you go to the website? Just type luce.com on any search engine. You can use Google or you can use Chrome. Whatever search engine you have, just type on Google Luce. Please, moderator, we are asking for the time. This conversation is very critical. Let's go to Luce website. Okay. Have you reached to the website of Luce? Are you here? This is what happens. Can people see the screen? Just confirm you can see the screen. I'll move a bit faster.
Yes, we can confirm.
Okay. So when we get to the website for Luce, let us go to, we want to just scroll a little bit down, scroll down, again down, then go on the part where it says market data. I want you to click on market data. Are you able to see what I'm sharing? Scroll down, market data. Right? I'm clicking on market data below trading. Where there is trading, just click on market data. Okay. Are you able to open the market data and scroll down? Scroll down again. Again, further, you can see the companies, the daily stock data here. It is. Confirm you can see the screen. Just look at my screen. Don't worry about how to do it. Just confirm you can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay. So now, when you look at the first, let's start from the first column. There is a security. These are companies that you're seeing. And these companies, they use ticker symbols. We call them the symbols. These are not full names. Okay? These are not full names of companies, but you can tell some companies the names, the actual names of these companies. And I'll show you what the prices of shares are right now. Can you move? Are you able to see Bata, for example? Number 3 from top. We're using the data for Friday last week.
Yes, we can see it.
Are you able to see Bata?
Yes.
Yes. So when Bata closed on Friday or on Thursday, actually they don't work during the holiday, by the way. That is very important to mention. The share price for Bata, it was 5 kwacha. These are Zambian kwachas. This is Zambian currency. You can see the closing price. It was 5 kwacha. 5 kwacha, one share. 5 kwacha, one share. Okay. You can move down to our company, CEZ. CECZ. That is Copperbelt Energy Corporation Zambia. Our powerful one. You've seen the share price for Copperbelt Energy Corporation on Thursday last week. It was 15, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
it was
15 kwacha. 15.
It was as low as 15 kwacha, just a 15 kwacha. It would help you to buy what? Shares and become a shareholder in CEC. Copperbelt Energy Corporation. You remember Chilanga Cement? Just down CEC, there is Chilanga Cement. This is Chilanga Cement. It was 24 kwacha. Right? Are you following? Are you able to see Standard Chartered Bank just below ShopRite? I'm coming to ShopRite quickly. Just above ShopRite. Are you able to see what is written as Shop? That company which is Shop on the left. Shop. That's ShopRite. You are able to see ShopRite?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ShopRite on Thursday last week, one share was 223 kwacha, one share for ShopRite. Standard Chartered Bank is just above. It was 3 kwacha 66 ingwe. Just 3 kwacha, one share. Standard Chartered Bank, 3 kwacha. It would help you to become a shareholder. You become one. Zanaco, are you able to see Zanaco down? Just after Zambia Sugar.
Yes.
Zanaco, it was 5 kwacha. Zanaco, it was 5 kwacha 84 ngwe. You've seen it? It's the second last.
Second last. Okay, yes, I've seen it. 5 kwacha 84 ngwe.
Are you able to follow Zambia Sugar? The last one, 35 kwacha on Thursday. These are share price. Hello?
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask on behalf of the class that please, we ask you for some few minutes. We are from the moderator. This is very important. You can't go without you knowing this. You can't go without you knowing this. Can you move now to the trades, the part for trades? Are you able to see this part for trades?
Yes.
Okay. This part for trades, it has got the number of tradings that were done in that particular day, on that particular day. So for example, on Copperbelt Energy Corporation, how many trades were done? 14, right? Which means about 14 people bought shares. Are you able to see the volume?
Yes.
How many shares were traded? There were about 2,883 shares that were bought, culminating to 43,487 kwacha. I'm guessing people, I'm hoping people are seeing these numbers properly. This is very important for you. Why are we communicating this to you? You should understand the company that is on high demand. How do you measure the demand of the company? You measure, you can take the trades, how many people, how frequent people are buying shares of that particular company at that time. It's also important, this sends a message to you. Okay? It does send a message to you. Right? Hello? The class is following, right?
Yes, we are following.
Okay. Okay, let's move a little bit. Just on the same loose, I want you to click on SENE. On the top buttons, those that are on top, there is one that is SENS. SENS. You can see it on top. You click there. Let's click there. I want you to see something. What do you see? You see the general announcement, financial statement, the dividends, right? The annual reports. So you are speeding up now. All right, I'm not losing anybody in this class. Now, I'm interested in the financial statements. Financial statements can be drawn here for any company you want. Any publicly limited company that is listed on Lusaka Stock Exchange, their financial statements are here, and it is mandatory by the law. Okay, the Constitution of Zambia says a company should publish their financial statement. We usually use these to analyze and advise companies that come to ask which company should be invested in. We use financial statements. So these financial statements are here. Yeah, it's only that the time is not enough. I would have gone in details and show you the financial statements and how we analyze them. Before we end, let's leave Lucy. Let's quickly leave Lucy. Let's go to market screener. Can you go to a search engine? Market screener. Just type marketscreener.com. Marketscreener.com, go. You're able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, this one is a very powerful tool for analysis. We usually use this when we're advising companies, when you're advising individuals to analyze shares, because you don't just decide to choose a company on your own, especially if you don't have this knowledge. You need to actually engage a consultant who can help you to choose the correct company. As I have just told you from the little knowledge you've gotten, these companies they have different levels of risk. Okay, because other companies, they have a lot of debt in their capital structure. They owe a lot of people. Other companies, they don't have, they don't even, they have a lot of challenges that they're facing. And you need an expert to analyze for you and just advise you that, can you go for this company and just choose this company? Now, on top here, are you able to see the search engine? The search part says symbol, keyword, or something. I want to search for something. Click here on search. Any company that you want. Can you mention any company that you want? Whom should I choose? Pastor, are you able to mention Pastor Manga? Are you able to mention the company of any choice? Can you mention one? We pull it out from this tool.
I'm interested in
Standard Chartered Bank. So we type here Standard. Are you able to see it? It's already here. There are many other. You've seen that Standard Chartered Bank is there in many companies. Are you able to see the screen? All companies in the world, all countries in the world where Standard Chartered is. Have you seen they have come? Able to see them? Can you scroll down to Zambia? Let's try to look for Zambia. I haven't seen Zambia here yet. Let's finish maybe. Standard Chartered. Is Zambia not coming? I want to see for Zambia. Has it come? Oh, it's come.
Standard Chartered Zambia, yes, it's there.
Oh, yeah. So now click on Standard Chartered Bank Zambia PLC. Okay, you've opened. Scroll down.
Okay.
On the upper left, you find the share price. That 3.66. That is the share price right now. It's only that today is a holiday. Tomorrow, if you went to buy shares, you'd buy it around somewhere. Okay? Tomorrow. On Monday. Right? So if you've seen down here, there is data. There is a lot of data. There is a lot of information and ratios. That is only that I don't really have time in this conversation. I could have given you details of what these ratios communicate to you. Even these graphs, are you able to see the graphs down? Concerning Standard Chartered Bank. They have a meaning. There is something they communicate to us about Standard Chartered Bank. So that's about that. Wow. If you check Market Screener, I can recommend it. It's a very good tool for you to use in analysis of a stock market. Very powerful, actually, extremely powerful. You could actually use this for analysis, for picking the news, for picking shares, for evaluation, even evaluate value in companies, for choosing portfolios. among others. Time has gone. We may not go to, I wanted us to go to Yahoo Finance, but let's not go to Yahoo Finance. Can you go, let's go to the Lucy application. The time is jealous, right? The time is jealous here, and I'm not happy with this. Anyway, it's fine. Being a good teacher, I always want people to understand. Let's move to Lucy. Let's go to the Lucy application. I'm going to share the screen one more time. Let's go to Lucy app. How do we use the Lucy application now? I'm giving you now the practical way of doing it. I am sharing the screen.
Okay.
Depends with the number of people which you are again. I got to share which means that profit which they have get it to here what it will be shared by you.
Oh, I'm back. I'm here. Right, I am back. I'm here. Please, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah.
Can you see my Lucy mobile app? Lucy mobile app.
Lucy mobile app. Lucy mobile app. What is it?
I'm clicking on it. It's there already installed on my computer or on the gadget that I'm using. So now listen.
Okay.
You don't have it on your gadgets. You don't have it on your phone or on your laptop. What you do is you go to Google. What's that? What do you call it? Play Store. If you're using an Android. For example, go to Play Store. People want to go to Play Store. Go to Play Store. Please, moderator, please, very soon we'll be ending. Let's go to Play Store. We want to go to Play Store. You type Lucy app, my Lucy app. Where is it? Oh, the searching is here. We just type my Lucy mobile app. Just write Lucy. You know what Lucy stands for this time around? I've told you this is Lusaka Securities Exchange. Type Lucy app. You can see my screen confirm. Hello? Anyone to confirm you can see the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
You go to Lucy. Now I'm teaching you the practical way of buying shares. This is now practical. When you go to Lucy, for example, you click. It's only that mine is already installed. You understand? It's already installed. For you, you just click here, you install on your gadget. And then let me open it. Let me open the app. It's open here. Now listen carefully. Are you able to see the screen that is showing?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, we're able to see it.
Okay. Now the first part is shows sign in. This one is for people who already have accounts. Okay? If they already have accounts with Lucy. Now I should be quick to indicate to you, usually the Lucy app doesn't work during the holidays and when Lucy is not working. Usually Lucy is working from Monday, the working days, only the working days. They don't work during the holidays. So they work from Monday to Friday, usually the opening time from somewhere 8 up to 17. That is the time when you can use this application better without much troubles. But this time, you see, it's late, it's in the evenings. It's not really working very much. Maja, listen here, get the point here. Are you able to see the sign in part? You have to write your email and enter your password here. And then you log in. That as simple as that. To those that are interested, we'll show you how to open those accounts. So now, if you don't have the account, follow nicely. You have to scroll to the right so that you can go on create account. Are you able to see the part for create account? It is there in the same line for sign in. Left, right. This should be right. Create an account. Okay. Hello.
The presenter. So,
Yes, sir.
looking at the work that we still have to do, we've decided to take the class at least to 2030, so that you show
Okay.
people how to create an account. Yeah. So take your time
Oh,
so that
without
we.
feeling. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, for that. Yeah, I had started speeding up, which is not good. So, colleagues, are you here now? Are you happy? We have been given 10 minutes.
Very happy.
Okay, let's go to create an account. Can you switch to create an account? You click on create an account. Have you seen what happens? Now that's for new people like you. Are you able to see what comes up?
Yes, we are getting you, sir.
Yes, we are getting you, sir. It's written
So
name,
here,
surname,
yeah,
ID
start with the
number,
title.
passport. Okay.
Hold on. You got to start with your title.
Okay.
You click your title. If you're Mrs., you're Mr., you're what, whatever you are. You click. Then you go to gender. Tell us if you're male, you're female, or you're other.
Or other.
Yeah, if you are not female and you're not male, that's what it means. That's when you click on other. Right. That is, you're not male and you're not female.
Okay.
You're just someone else. Okay, away from that, let's go to the name. You come to the name here. You enter the name. You need to enter the name. Enter your name. For example, let's assume your name, you were Arion. And the surname, you also had my own. Let's assume you were me. And this is how it could come out. You enter your NRC here. And let's just say the NRC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slash 73 slash 1, right? Slash 1. Click 1.
Then date of birth.
Then you click on date of birth. On date of birth, you start on top here. There is a drop down on the year. There is a drop down here.
Okay.
You click on the years. So tell us if you were born in 1980, you can click here. If you are born in 2028, it goes up to 2100. Wow. So if you are born in 2073, you're right here. Click here. Let's assume you were born in 2050. Where is it? You click here, 2050, and then you were born in February, maybe 12 February. You click on 12 February, 12, and say, okay, you're good. And let's say your address is whatever you can write. Anyway, write your address and choose the city. What is your seat? Let's say your seat is LSK. Write in full Lusaka if you're from Lusaka, okay? And then choose the number. The phone number here shall be written. Let's say you are 0972 91 22 90. And then nationality, your country. Let's assume you are a Zambian. So you could go down and choose the Zambian. Where is Zambia? It should be last. Here.
Yes.
Choose Zambia. And then, yeah, if it weren't in the night, you could have just clicked on next. You understand? Just click on next. You've seen mine is telling me that what? Application services are not what? Available. I've already told you the reason. It's a holiday today and it is in the night. So you can try this during the day. Just click on next. When you go on next, it will ask you some few questions about to enter the bank details, right? You can enter the bank details. Yeah. you can enter the bank details, and once you enter the bank details, the branch and everything, then you can go on. It's self-explanatory, really. You enter your password, the password that you'll be using, and it is supposed to be entered twice. That's how you do it. So once you are done, you reach at a point where you just upload your NRC. You upload your NRC in PDF, and you submit. Everything will be self-explanatory. You submit, then they will send you an email, the email that you have written. The Luce people, the Lusaka Securities Exchange, they will send you an email to tell you that your account has been opened and you are eligible of trading on the stock exchange. I wish it was during the day. I could have also shown you now when the app opens, like the features that are there inside when the app opens. Yeah, guessing that we will have, I think we'll ask you for, we're going to ask you for one of I think we need the 3 days training. We should ask from the organizers of the program so that we can run you through properly in details. I think that one should be on creation of the account. Again, we'll dwell much on that. So basically, that's that.
During the day.
We can even have it in the evening. We can try by all the means, but there is just the message that we are sending here is that the message being sent here is that there are a lot of things that we have not covered, especially on analysis. Remember, I promised you that we are going to go in London, isn't it? We're going to go to London, the Lusaka, at Lusaka. What's that? London Securities Exchange. Okay, from London Securities Exchange, we would go again to New York in the USA. I show you, if in case you want to invest in Apple, that company that makes the iPhones and whatever those things, right? You want to become a shareholder, what do? This is a conversation that has remained. I've not talked about that. You want to invest in Meta, Facebook, you know Facebook, right? Now Meta. You could buy shares in that as well. But how could you go about that? All those conversations have remained. We should have looked at the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and basically how you play in these markets. But we have not gone to London. We haven't gone to the USA. And we have just remained here in Zambia due to time. And let me conclude like this. So in conclusion, we are saying, this is the little that we could share. I think the moderator is saying time is it's up with the signaling for me. Moderator, thank you so much. Over to you.
So I have a question.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arion, for that wonderful presentation. It was a quite interesting class. I hope we have gotten a lot of things. For now, we have an idea of what the stock market is all about. At this point, we are going to pick a few questions. I'll pass it on to my co-presenter. To facilitate the question and answer session.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalinkwa. Okay, so I think in the interest of time, we are going to only have about 4 questions from the audience, and then we can probably go on with the program in terms of closing. Okay, so I think the first person who had a question is Francis. You were going to ask some questions. Francis, you can go ahead and unmute your mic so that we can get you clearly. Yes, Francis, you can go ahead. Okay, we are going to then go to Lawrence Mwinsa. Okay, You can ask your question, and then after that, we're going to have Chole Kilefe.
So I wanted to ask, how much would it be? Like, okay, if we talk about, I think it was Zambia Sugar, which had the trading price at the buying price at 85 kwacha. So, like, how much would be? How much would one need to invest for them to make a profit from their investments?
Okay. Moderator, I pick that one. Madam MC, am I going ahead answering that one?
Yes, please, sir. You can go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, thank you so much for that good question. That is a very powerful question. How much do you need for you to invest, for example, right? So, depending on the broker that you have chosen, and you have reminded me of something very important. On brokers, when you go on the Luce app, there are brokers. There are brokers that are listed, right? A broker is not a bad thing because you cannot buy shares on your own as an individual. You have to buy shares through a broker. A broker is usually an institution, usually well established, or an individual that buys shares on your behalf on the stock exchange. So usually in Zambia, we have many of them. We have Stockbrokers Zambia Limited is one of them. You have got Madson. They are there on the Luce app. You find the brokers. They are already there. There is an option for that. So you have to choose a broker, number one. Now listen carefully. Depending on the brokers that you choose, the brokers would put the minimum. And that minimum amount that they put for you is not that they are getting, that is their money. No. A broker, actually, they are supposed to charge you about, is it about 0.1%? It's about 0.1% of whatever you do in whatever transaction. For example, you do a transaction that is worth 1,000. They will just get maybe about 10 kwacha, I think. 10 kwacha from 1,000 transaction. That's what they would charge you. It's very little money. So now, these, they facilitate the transaction. Get that point? Brokers should not be feared, especially those that are listed on Luce. And you deal with only those that are there on Luce because they are licensed. They are not just individuals. And you don't give money to someone and say, can you go buy shares for me? It's a system. You use bank accounts. You don't, you use bank accounts. Of course, when buying on the app, you can also use also use mobile money just to buy. But when you're receiving dividends and everything, use the bank. Okay, coming to your question quickly, I wanted to make those points. They are very important. Coming to your question, how much do you need? So these brokers, some brokers will say the minimum you need, at least for you to have an account with us, at least look for a 500, buy shares that are with 500 in any company of your choice. For example, you can, there are few companies that will just allow you to say, okay, can you come and buy one share? You take 5 kwacha. And usually this limitation is just for the first time, when you're buying for the very first time. Okay, the brokers would do that, and that is for physical buying, by the way. Yeah, usually there would be the minimum amount. They will say, don't just bring a 5 kwacha and I want shares in Standard Chartered Bank because they're 3 kwacha. It's better at least you buy maybe shares for, let's say, 200 or 300. So these differ from one broker to the other. Some brokers, they can say you need a minimum of 200 kwacha. This 200 kwacha is not for the broker, I repeat. It is for you. It's for the shares that you're going to buy in a certain company, basically. That's that. For example, Stockbrokers Zambia Limited. They are there. They have offices actually in so many places, parts of this country. They were my first brokers actually when I started. Those guys, the minimum they were allowing us to start with was a 500 kwacha. They were saying, can you buy shares with a 500 kwacha. I've already said this 500 kwacha is not for them. They are just going to buy shares for you. It's just basic money. So how much do you need to invest for you to make profit? As much as you can. I think that's as much as you can afford. I mean, as much as you can afford. I think I've tried to explain how the stock market works, how you make profit, how you gain, and yeah, I've explained how it does work. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for that answer. I hope you have understood. Okay, so we can now go to Cholwe Chileshe. Please go ahead, kindly unmute your mic. Cholwe Chileshe, you can go ahead with your question. Okay, I think she's probably facing some network challenges or something. We can take it back to Francis. If he's in here, he can ask the question he asked.
Thanks so much. My question has been answered.
Sorry,
Okay.
I just wanted to ask, how long is this program running for? I've just joined. And are we getting any certification at the end of the program? I submit.
Thank you for that question. So this program, since you just joined, luckily it is being recorded, but our program has come to an end. It's coming to an end, by the way, if we do some closing remarks. And then I will throw the question of certificates to Mr. Arian. Please help us answer that.
Sorry, you sound low. I can hardly get you. Maybe come closer to your mic.
Can you now
Daddy,
get me?
stop that.
Can you now get me? Can you now get me?
Yes, I can
Go
get
to
you now.
Okay, so our program has just come to an end. Okay, whether we will have different questions or not is going to be discussed by the team at Amazing Excellence and will be relayed back to you for this. As well as the question of whether we are going to receive certification, I'll throw it
Sorry,
back
Madam
to
Joyce, can you be a bit
Arian.
louder because we can't hear you?
Quite strange. Can you get me now?
I think
Yes,
it's something to do with
You can get me now?
yes,
using headset.
Okay, I'm clear now, right?
yes.
Okay, interesting. So I'm not sure where I lost you from, but what we were trying to say is whether we will have many more sessions from this is going to be discussed by the team at Amazing Excellence. And then regarding certification, whether we will receive certificates after this program, I will allow our leader, Mr. Arian, to address the question. You can go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much for that question. Of course, the other questions will be answered by the next speaker. There is someone who is assigned to give us the way forward. But on the certifications, I do think if they are going to be a 3 days training, I think that would be better to certify somebody because as we are going to certify, it simply means Amazing Excellence will need to endorse, right? If we put a stamp on your certificate, it means we agree that you have learned everything, you really understand. But this was a very short presentation, really. So we would encourage that for certifications, you could be certified. Actually, you are going to be certified, those that are interested in being certified after a 3 days training. I think they should organize a 3 days training, okay? They will organize the 3 days training so that you really understand everything. All your questions are exhausted. You understand? There are those parts that we left. We didn't go to London. We didn't go to USA. All those parts we don't know how to analyze. So if we certified someone right now, then they go somewhere there without understanding. When they are given work somewhere or do something, it will be an embarrassment to the institution of learning. So we would agree that in the meantime, like for this conversation, we may not certify, but after the 3 days deeper training, I think they have to certify. Yeah, the other questions will be answered by, there is a next speaker who is coming just within maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I think he will be able to cover the other ones. Or about the way forward. Are we really stopping this or what? Yeah, I think that person will answer that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm guessing we don't have any more questions. So I will invite our colleague who is going to assist us with the way forward concerning this program. Please, you may go ahead.
Thank you very much for that. Mr. Kobe, are you in the meeting?
Yes, sure.
Okay, please. It's your time. Before we come to the closing remarks, you can give us the way forward. How do we proceed from now, from here?
All right. Thank you very much, colleagues. I think we have been left with so many questions because time was not just with us. Yes, I'm sure many of you have so many questions because this was just a short time presentation, but I want to hope that we have learned something on the investment in stock market. And now this is just the beginning of everything. It's not the end. Next, we are going to have another session on investment. Now the coming one will be a bit different because we are going to focus on investment in government bond and treasury bills. And I'm sure we are also going to cover the part that have remained on how you can select companies and how you can buy shares in other companies, in companies from other countries, as the presenter have already said. So I want to invite you to stay in the groups. Don't leave. Very soon, we are going to have another presentation on government bonds so that you have a lot of options to select which company or which institution suit your budget. So stay in the group and let us continue learning. It's very good to see many young people joining this kind of conversation to see how we can advance and how we can build our wealth, how we can advance in terms of finances. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate to see all of you, and we want to see you in the next class. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kobe, for that way forward. We have come to the end of our session, but before we end, I would like to invite Mr. Daniel Mlovela, the Assistant Operations Manager for the institution, to give us the closing remarks. And then thereafter, we'll have a closing prayer by Mr. Francis Piri. Mr. Daniel, over to you. Under 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalimokwa. Thank you so much. I must say it has been an honor to be part of this wonderful program. We've gotten to learn a lot. I personally, I do buy shares, and I think I've bought shares before Standard Chartered, and other businesses as well. Yeah, but I did not get to know much as I have learned today about share buying. Hence, this has been a very informative conversation, and we look forward to another, definitely. And I also want to thank the organizers. You guys did a very good job to arranging everything, putting everything together and making this event possible. Kudos to that. Thank you so much. And to everyone that attended this meeting, thank you as well. Thank you for your time. We look forward to seeing you in the next events as well. Thank you so much. Mr. Kalimoko, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel. That was great. We'll now have a prayer. That being said, you now have a prayer from Mr. Francis.
Shall we pray? Dear God, thank you for being with us throughout the meeting. As we conclude, we ask for your continued guidance and wisdom in all that we do. May the discussion made here today be for the good of all, and may your peace be with us. In your name we pray. Amen.